Working on your sense of humor can boost your creativity. You might think that creativity isn't required in all walks of life. You could be correct. Your regular schedule and daily routine might be very repetitive and mundane. You know where you need to be, at what time, and what you need to do when you get there. This is often a day in and day out schedule, at least during the weekdays. Like most people, you have a Monday through Friday schedule that repeats itself. You don't usually need to be creative to successfully negotiate that schedule. Perhaps your days on the job and days off change every week. Sometimes you work a night shift, and other mornings you're on the opening crew. Even if this is the case, you eventually become acquainted with what the job requires, even if the schedule changes frequently. The time your kids need to be at the bus stop doesn't change daily. You pick them up from school at the same time. You get groceries on Wednesday. Friday night is date night. There's trivia with your friends every Tuesday, and so on. Believe it or not, even the most predictable and boring of routines can benefit from creativity. That's because a healthy sense of humor is linked to creative thinking. How do you respond when the fickle finger of fate fails to follow your routine? Routines are awesome. When you get used to them, you can become very efficient and get a lot accomplished. That said, they aren't always reliable. Some variables will enter the equation, and you must consider a new way of getting things done. People with a good sense of humor learn to look at life from different viewpoints. That's what humor really is. You point out something in an otherwise normal situation and expand on it. You view it differently. This is creativity at its core. It's a skill that can help you when your routine gets wrecked, and you must think on your feet. People with a sense of humor are more likely to be creative. If you want to become more creative, learn to joke and laugh more. Embracing humor can help you adapt to any situation. It's well known that people who constantly work on their sense of humor generally have strong and capable minds. This is due in part to the fact that humor demands imagination. When you tell a joke, it's often just repeating something you heard. Many times, spur-of-the-moment humor is a creative process. It requires you to actively think about reframing the obvious and traditional opinions or expectations. Active cognitive functions are required to creatively look at an otherwise unfunny situation and find some humor. When your cognitive abilities grow, you become more adaptive. Adapting to situations you were unprepared for is a creative benefit that can serve you well in many areas of your life. If you want to become more creative, work on your sense of humor. 2 things that make you laugh more often. Then ask yourself why you left. Get to know your unique and quirky sense of humor. Use it often. Improving your sense of humor can get you more laughs and attention, and it can stir your creative juices as well. A healthy sense of humor can help you on the job. Is your career going like you'd hoped it would? If so, great. A lot of people struggle to achieve their professional goals, so if you have, kudos to you. Are you existing in a different reality? That's where many of us find ourselves. We thought we would be doing more with our professional lives by now. Perhaps we're stuck in an entry-level job when we know we were cut out for something better. Maybe you just want to earn more money and wonder how to start climbing the corporate ladder. Whether you're right where you want to be in your career or not, you could benefit from a sense of humor. If you're already doing great on the job, why stop there? Another promotion or 2 and you could create an even better career picture. In this case, being known for your well-timed jokes could help make that happen. On the other hand, you may be working tirelessly to get promoted. You want more pay, more benefits, and more responsibility. That's admirable. If this is your outlook, developing a healthy sense of humor can deliver the job rewards you've sought. Work can be stressful, and humor relieves stress. There are chemical reasons why laughter makes you feel good. That being the case, you don't need any scientist to tell you that you get a boost in positive emotions when you laugh. You probably understand that work can be incredibly stressful. A sense of humor provides much-needed relief from the stress, anxiety, and harsh demands many jobs require. You may not become CEO of a Fortune 500 company simply because you know how to tell a good joke. A sense of humor is just one of many admirable qualities you should acquire to stand out to your employers. If you and another person are both up for the same job, your ability to make people laugh during stressful situations might be the deciding factor. This is especially true if you're up against a stick in the mud known for never laughing or smiling. Humor shows that you can look at things from all angles. Did you know your sense of humor relates to an ability to accept multiple viewpoints? It shows that you don't always look at things with a heavy hands-on focus. Business solutions are often found by taking a creative approach to a problem. Creativity is a byproduct of humor. Your bosses and coworkers learn to trust you. Letting your hair down and being humorous shows people who you really are. You remove any disguises you might otherwise wear in the workplace. People can't trust you unless they really know who you are. Your sense of humor lets people know the authentic you, someone just like them that enjoys a good joke from time to time. We're not saying you should act the fool every time you're on the job. There's a time and place for everything. If you want to advance your career, embracing a sense of humor at the right time can be just what the doctor ordered for healing a sick and stagnant career. The importance of a sense of humor for finding and staying with that special someone. Can joke time lead to a deeper connection with others? It definitely can. And what it does is instantly draw people to you that see the world the same way you do. People herd with others like themselves. You might understand that laughing and joking relieves stress. There's no need to see the many scientific studies proving this. You know from experience that you have less stress and anxiety when sharing a good joke with a friend. This means your sense of humor is in line with that other person. Aside from being something that makes you feel good, what is a sense of humor? A sense of humor can be defined as a character trait or personality that allows you to see the funny side of things. You can enjoy a good joke, whether you tell it yourself or hear it from someone. This is highly subjective. Not everyone laughs at the same things. What you may find funny could be boring or stale for someone else. When you find someone that shares your sense of humor, you have a chance to make a real connection. People are brought together because of positive character traits. You probably never looked at someone at a gathering and thought, they're loud, unclean, I hear they don't have a job, and I haven't seen a smile yet. That sounds like someone I'd like to get to know better. This is true if you want to make new friends or something more serious. We are attracted to people who have character traits we admire. What's more admirable than someone with a good sense of humor who laughs easily in this crazy, hectic, and sometimes difficult world? Being a jokester isn't enough to attract people to you, especially that special someone. Your sense of humor has to line up with theirs. This was proven by research conducted at the University of Kansas. Jeffrey Hall, Associate Professor of Communication Studies, wondered if telling jokes was all someone needed to connect with others. He gathered the data from 39 studies involving more than 15,000 volunteers. The importance of humor in relationships was the subject of those studies. He found that couples that stayed together the longest shared a common outlook where humor was concerned. They both had the same sense of humor. Being able to memorize jokes was not enough to improve the health of a relationship, but the relationship thrived when both partners had the same humorous outlook on life. This means you can't hide your sense of humor from the world if you want to find a life partner and enjoy a long, healthy, fulfilling relationship. Embrace your quirky sense of humor. Let the world know about it. You might find that life partner of your dreams has been looking for someone with a sense of humor just like yours. Want better emotional health? Tell a joke. Have you heard the one about, those 6 words have begun many a hilarious joke? You hear that beginning and know someone's attempting to be funny. Whether you agree with their sense of humor, you'll probably hang around to hear the joke. Have you ever thought about why you do this? Probably not. People understand that they enjoy laughing. Whatever happens in the body, it just makes them feel good. They don't need to understand the physiological processes that make them smile, laugh, and enjoy a little less stress. They hear somebody telling a joke, so they'll listen to see if it's good. They know a joke is enjoyable. It makes them laugh. Even on a difficult day when nothing seems right, that joke gives them a slice of happiness. Many don't know that a healthy sense of humor can help you balance your emotions. You experience fewer emotional spikes and crashes because of how laughter and humor communicate with your brain. It's all about dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins. Dopamine is a hormone that influences pleasure, reward, and mental health. It's a neurotransmitter that sends chemical messages to your nervous system to communicate with your body. Serotonin is also a hormone and neurotransmitter influencing your level of happiness and even hunger. Endorphins are hormones related to your level of happiness and stress. When these neurotransmitters are in abundance, you experience a drop in stress and a boost of happiness. The presence of these 3 feel-good chemicals gets a lift from joke time. A sense of humor naturally triggers the release of these hormones. At the same time you're laughing at a funny joke, your body naturally reduces the presence of cortisol, which is related to stress and anxiety. This means if you want healthier emotions that are more positive than negative, work on your sense of humor. Spend time with friends that make you laugh. Read a funny story or watch silly videos on YouTube and Facebook. You'll enjoy healthier, happier emotions and a better mood. Are happy emotions and a positive outlook as simple as telling a joke? Sometimes life is difficult. You might be looking at that as the understatement of the century. The daily grind can take its toll. Then life adds a little dose of conflict and turmoil here and there. Other times, life makes things easy for us. How You Are Made provides a simple and quick way to feel better and enjoy more positive emotions. Just access your sense of humor. Smile and laugh more often when alone and with others. You'll find your outlook on life is more positive, and you'll enjoy less stress and fewer anxious feelings. Your brain and nervous system will reward your silly jokes with feel-good chemicals. They're accompanied by a dose of happiness and other positive emotions that can help you through a tough day. 3 big reasons children need a sense of humor. No one wants their child to become the class clown. You probably wouldn't prefer it if your child was always serious either. There's a nice spot somewhere in the middle that allows both potentially beneficial character traits to thrive. Aside from you enjoying seeing a smile on your child's face, there are other reasons your children should develop a healthy sense of humor. Here are 3 important reasons why children should sometimes look at life through a comical lens. 1. It's easier to get through difficult times. The most serious movies sometimes have comic relief characters. You know what we're talking about. Something terrible happens at the end of the world appears to be a foregone conclusion. Even in this worst-case scenario, a secondary character will make a joke that lightens the mood. Getting through tough times is easier with a good sense of humor. It's a choice, really. You choose to laugh and smile in the face of some difficulty. You make that decision over stressing out, painting a doomsday picture, and bringing yourself down and everyone around you. Children need to understand that life will not always go according to plan. Should they embrace negative emotions or have a good laugh before tackling the difficult issue? Learning to stay cheerful when faced with difficult situations is a powerful leadership skill and a simple way to make it easier to endure tough times. 2. They learn to laugh at themselves. Self-deprecating is incredibly powerful. It's a way to self-medicate since humor and laughter reduce stress and increase positive emotions. Being able to make fun of yourself shows people that you don't take yourself so seriously. You know you have a lot of room for growth. When your child can laugh at herself because of some character trait or failure, it shows strength. Their strength of character allows them to recognize situations where they are imperfect. Rather than beat themselves up emotionally, they prefer a healthier dose of self-deprecating humor. This trait is attractive to others who may not find it as easy to poke fun at themselves when they stumble or fall. 3. Children learn that they get to choose how they look at the world. Much of life is outside of your control. You can't influence or change it. Life happens and you have to deal with it. Lead by example here. Show your kids that choosing to respond with a good outlook and a little humor is preferable to complaining that life always knocks you down. Developing a sense of humor allows children to make a decision. They can respond to difficulties with a positive and humorous attitude or a negative outlook that'll help their situation. You probably hope your child becomes a serious and responsible adult. Life can be tough, and it takes a serious approach much of the time. That doesn't mean your child can't benefit from a great sense of humor. Teach your children to respect laughter. You'll help them be healthier, happier, and more capable of making it through difficult times.